Welcome to another episode of Educating Homebuyers, the podcast. I'm your host, Brady Hay, and my mortgage team has over 9 years of mortgage experience here in Des Moines, Iowa. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, investing, or simply just curious about the market, this show is all about helping you and future homebuyers feel informed, educated, and comfortable as you take your next step. Each week, I sit down with real estate professionals, past clients, and local experts to unpack real stories, real advice, and what you actually need to know when buying a home today. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Today's guest represents the next generation of real estate professionals, driven, education, and already executing at a high level. She grew up in a small town in Iowa where relationships matter and reputation means everything. At just 21 years old, she's already earned degrees in marketing and real estate from UNI and giving her a strong foundation in both how homes are bought and how people actually make the decisions to do so. Licensed since October of 2025, she's wasted no time getting into the business and learning what it takes to build something real. She's thoughtful, motivated, and intentional about how she's growing her career, and I'm excited to have a real conversation today about what that journey looks like early on. Allison Colyn, welcome to Educating Homebuyers.
Thank you.
How did I do?
Good. You made me sound really cool.
That's always the goal with the introduction, right? Is to execute that to give you a highlight. So
yeah, nice.
So brand new into the industry, which
yes.
I'm excited to dive into.
Very new.
But always how we kind of start off these conversations is just give everybody a background on who are you, how did you get into real estate, what was your heart behind that, I guess?
Yeah, of course. I grew up in a small town, Baxter, Iowa.
Shout out all the Baxter people.
Yeah, there's like 1,000.
All 1,000 of you that are watching this.
Yeah, I grew up there, had literally the same classmates, K through 12th grade, and knew I wanted to go to college. College was pretty pressured on me in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But
I think that's an interesting topic, by the way.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it, but.
Well, we can. I don't mind. But yeah, I was pretty pressured, but I didn't mind. Like, I knew I wanted to go to school.
Okay.
But I think like my senior year, I took some DMAC business classes. Like Baxter has a program with the Newton DMAC.
Get some college credits.
Where, you can go for like half the day and you get like, I think I ended up with like 35 credits.
I think I was the same when I graduated too.
Yeah. And I went there, I did the business program, and I like fell in love with it. Like I didn't know anything about business at all. Like my parents worked the typical 9 to 5. Like nobody really in my life was entrepreneurs or anything. And I like fell in love with it. I had such a great teacher, and I was like, man, like I think I want to do something in the business world.
Okay.
And then
kudos to you for recognizing that early, by the way.
Yeah, which it's like I hate the pressure around like young people choosing what they want to do because nobody knows what they want to do at 18. Like confirmed. And I was so happy that I finally like found an industry, or at least like business is so wide. Like I could have done anything, which I think is what I liked about it because I knew I didn't want to go in the medical field. I knew I didn't want to do like anything like that type. And so when I graduated high school, I decided to go to DMAC for another year to get my liberal arts degree.
Okay. So you did that before UNI?
Yeah. So I shaved off an entire year of college by doing that.
Awesome.
So then I went to UNI, majored in, originally my major was just marketing actually.
Okay. I was going to ask you when that real estate piece came into play.
Yeah. So originally I was just a marketing major. And then I think halfway through my junior year, it technically would have been, my advisor was like, hey, like you need a few more credits. And I'm like, oh, really?
Oh, perfect.
Really? And she was like, so just like choose a few classes or whatever. And she was like, do you like have a minor you might be interested in? And I like looked at the list and I was like, oh, maybe real estate. Like, I feel like I've always been interested in it. Like I grew up watching HGTV. I was like, let's try it. Yeah. And I did it. I took a few classes, like the 2 intro classes. And then I was like, man, I wonder what it would take to double major. Okay. So I looked into it, and I only needed like 1 or 2 more classes than that. So I really loaded up my semesters, and then ended up being a double major, real estate and marketing. And then through that, if you major in real estate at UNI, it's the only real estate program in Iowa. Cool. And you can test out to get your real estate agent's license, or I think you can test to get your appraiser's license too. Okay. So I kind of debated doing that as well. Sure. But then I was like looking and I was like, I don't know that this is really my path. Like I want to include the marketing aspect of it because I still really loved that. And I had a part-time job as a graphic designer and I was like, man, like I really like that part of it. Yep. And so,
and whether people realize it or not, graphic design is a major part of our jobs. Like, you have to do a lot of that from a social media and a, even like a buyer packet or, like all of, like, there is a lot of marketing that goes into real estate and lending for that matter.
And for somebody like me who really wanted to utilize social media, like I needed that experience and I was so glad I had it.
Yeah.
And
the cool part about the way you do it though, is like you can use social media and have that be, part of a pillar of your business. Right. Yeah. But it's not like that's your only thing, like you're relying on that to earn your money, right? Like you can, help people buy and sell real estate, and that can help kind of compensate your love for designing and creating content. So
so then and then I had one online class I was taking this summer because I walked the stage in May this past year, but I still had one online class, so I technically didn't graduate till like August of this past year. And then as soon as I was done with that class, I called Stephanie, my team lead, and I was like, hey, like, are you adding to your team? Yeah. And because she's local, she's from Baxter too. And honestly, I didn't really like do any interviews with any brokerages. I was just like, I know you. I feel like I vibe with you. And that was it. I was like, what's the process look like?
I think partnering up with somebody that you know, like, and trust is super important to have a mentor.
Yeah.
I have to imagine this industry would be incredibly intimidating if you tried to approach it alone. Yeah. So having somebody you can kind of guide you through, and you can shadow. And you said before you even got here today, like you were out shadowing a listing appointment. Like that's an incredible way to learn, is to see somebody who's been doing it for a long time, just kind of learn their niche and the ways that they make successful, and find a way that you can implement it to be your own, right? Like you don't want to just be running around on her behalf. Like you want to still create your own brand, which is super important. So,
but I think for somebody like me who's so young and doesn't like really know a lot of people, honestly, like it's so important to have that team aspect, because she can introduce me to people, and it's like, I'm not all on my own. Whereas like, I could understand where somebody who's like switching careers like halfway through their life, maybe they don't need a team because they know
they might have a bigger network.
Exactly. Whereas like somebody like me, like I don't have a big network.
And I will tell you that real estate is a numbers game, right? So you have to get your face in front of more people, whether it's in person or whether it's online. Like that's the way that you grow this career, is as much as you have to be a professional and know how to help someone navigate buying a house and helping them sell a house. Arguably the bigger hurdle is getting the opportunity in the first place, right? And so that's what hopefully this will help you do, and the content you're doing already, and Stephanie's database and everybody else that you're going to get introduced to, is like, I would just encourage you, like, focus on just interacting with as many people as you can, and make sure as many people as possible know what you do for a living. While also becoming an expert at it too, right? Like that's kind of the happy medium there. So.
Yeah. I just saw a thing where it was like, you have to be annoying. Like you're going to be annoying, but it's what's going to work at the end.
I do think there's a challenge to that, is like, you can do it in a way that's not really annoying. Like as much as she's posting all the time, do it where it's not like, hey, I'm DMing everybody in my follower list every other hour, like, hey, do you know anybody? Like that, there's ways that you can create content and organically network, and I actually talked about this in the episode that went live this morning, is like, my hope is that my friends know that I'm a mortgage lender, right? But I don't want that to be my entire identity, right? Like I hope that you know that I'm your friend first, but I also know that I'm pretty proud of what I built, and I want my friends to reach out to me when they want to buy a house, right? So I think there's that fine balance there. But also we need to get our exposure out in front of other people too. Like that's the thing, is like, even our sphere of influence, and whether that is 4 people or whether that's 400 people, like it's still not enough, right? But also everybody has different goals too, like it's identifying how many people you want to help, and kind of working backwards to build a pillared plan to get to that point, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Something I think would be super valuable, and I'm going to put you on the spot when I ask this question, but as somebody who has been licensed since October, which is 5 months, 5 or 6, give or take, maybe not even 6 months quite yet.
Not 6 months.
What's a couple of things, or maybe even just one thing, that you would give advice to somebody who was in the like mindset of thinking about getting into real estate? Is there anything that you have learned, you're like, man, I'm glad I did that, or it's like, man, I wish I would have done that differently?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just staying true to yourself. And I know like everybody kind of says that, but don't put a face on or like pretend you know more than you do, because even the schooling, the tests, like it does not teach you anything about the day-to-day life. Sure. And it's going to take time to learn things. So I think just being yourself, but also not being afraid to like take advice, learn from others. Like don't think you know it all or think you have it all. and like, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
No question is dumb. And yeah.
Well, I think something else that's important for anybody that's listening to this and maybe is, you know, somebody that you know, for example, and you're trying to quote unquote sell yourself to represent them. What I would encourage the person that's listening to that and thinking about hiring Allison is like, just because you have experience in real estate doesn't mean you're better than what she is.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Experience does not define your abilities. And I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be flawless in the first go around or the first couple of clients you help, but I will tell you that if you're committed, that is enough to earn somebody's trust, because you're going to have the people in your corner to help navigate that, right? And the only way you can learn in this industry is by getting opportunities. Yeah. So if anybody's listening to this and you're like, hey, I know that girl, I'm going to listen to this podcast, I would encourage you to like give her a chance, let her learn, you know, using you, and give her grace, right, as you go through that. And you know, the coolest part about this job is that it can be a genuine career, and you can do this for the rest of your life if you really want to. Don't feel like you're ever stuck in this industry. But I, you know, being 10 years in, can tell you firsthand that like this is an incredibly rewarding career. In more ways than one. It's easy for everybody to look at the dollar signs that can be affiliated with this job, but I would tell you that the most rewarding thing is those 5-star reviews that I get. Like there is nothing better than a satisfied client or a satisfied business partner when they see the things that I execute on. So that's what I would, if I'm going to be in the advice chair in this, you know, I would tell you to like focus on those things, not the opportunities, the transactions. Like
exactly.
If you can make an impact on every opportunity you can, that's going to go way further than you trying to just turn and burn people and, you know, get deals done. So.
Yeah. And I think younger people like me are sometimes underestimated almost. And like you said, like I don't have the experience as seasoned agents, but like I do bring a new perspective, and like I really fight for my clients. Like I was in a situation a couple of months ago where I like fought tooth and nail for them. And even like some of the advice I was getting from agents, they're like, no, just take what you can get. Like maybe you just need to be done with this. And I'm like, no, like my client deserves her money back. Like I'm getting it for her. And I think sometimes people miss out on the fact that as a young agent, you don't have as many clients, but the clients that you do have, you're fighting tooth and nail for them every day. Like your focus is 100% on them. So I think that's an advantage for the people I work with.
Totally. And I think another thing that's important too is that not everybody is the right fit for everyone, if that makes sense. And so there's going to be a lot of young home buyers that are going to enter the workforce or the marketplace here in the next couple months, weeks, years, however long it takes. And they might relate to a young agent like yourself more than they would a seasoned agent, right? And I think arguably the most important thing when you're looking for a professional to represent you in real estate is being comfortable to reach out to them. You want to feel like, hey, I can call you or text you if you have questions. Like I never want you to be intimidated by me, think that I'm too busy for you. Like I hope that you understand, like I just want to be here to help you. You know, it's really that simple. And listen, we're not going to bat 100. We're not going to get every opportunity, right? And I think that the hardest lesson that I learned young in my career is the first time you lose a deal or lose a transaction. And maybe you've gone through that already. I don't know, but it's really easy to get really excited when that first opportunity is on your plate and then have it either not work out or they choose to work with someone else. Like it's a hard pill to swallow. But realizing that all you can do is reflect on the situation, what happened, why did it happen, and what could I have done differently? And if you left everything on the table and there's nothing else you could have done differently, then there's no reason to beat yourself up over it. That make sense?
I was kind of in a situation like that, not completely, but at the end of the day, I was like, I did everything I could. I was a great realtor to them, and if they didn't see that, then that's
then
not
it is what it is. I will tell you, like I still to this day remember like early, I mean I was probably less than a year in as well, and I had a deal that was under contract and it was nothing that I did wrong or anything like that. And I kind of, in a sense, because I'm a planner, I was like fully expecting that deal to close. So from a budgeting standpoint, I was assuming I was going to make that money. And the moment that deal didn't happen anymore, it's like, oh man, what am I going to do now? You know, so you have to, I mean, you have to be willing to take the risk, right? Real estate is a risk.
It is.
And you have to be prepared for those hills and valleys, right? You're just going to have, you know, incredible months where you get to help a bunch of people. And then there might be a couple months where it's slower, right? but know that you're committing to it. And it's something that, as I can tell you firsthand, like there's not a lot of agents that are committing to this career at 21.
Yeah.
Like that's a testament to you, like willing to take the risk in this career, especially in the market we've been facing. And frankly, you don't know any different, but I will tell you the last 3 years have been hard. Like there's no way to deny that. Not even for us. I more mean for clients to win, you know, like for clients to get what they want and feel comfortable. It's been hard to do, because it's just expensive.
It really is.
So I think that's something that's a testament to you and the commitment you're making to this career.
Yeah.
And then you deserve some kudos for.
Thank you.
Let's talk through again, if you haven't thought through this, I apologize. I don't want to put you on the spot, but what would you like 5 years from now, if you could like sit back and be like, all right, I'm really proud of this. What would that look like for you?
I think I would be really proud of the confidence I had in myself.
Okay.
And like you said, this industry is such a risk.
Yeah.
And I think I would be proud that I put my full effort in and just tried something new and took that risk. Even if it doesn't work out. I mean, who knows what happens in 5 years, but like, I think I'll be glad I found the confidence to do it. Yeah,
to take the risk and give it a try. Here's what I would tell you is that it will work if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
It's just identifying what is going to work for you, because this business can be generated in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And you have to do it a way, A, that you're proud of, and B, that works, right?
Yeah.
And if you continue to stick to it and you actually do the effort, I mean, there are multiple different mentors and people out there that can teach you the ropes on how to make the phone ring. But if you're willing to commit to it, it's going to work. Like people are going to buy real estate.
Yeah.
It just depends on what your definition of success looks like and what your goals are and how you can get there. So
yeah, and I believe that too. Like, even though I might not be the busiest right now, like I see the long-term benefits of being in this industry, and I think that's what keeps me going right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot again. If there's anything I can do to help you, what would that be? Like, is there anything from a lending standpoint or even just a mentorship? Like, is there anything that would be valuable to you that I can provide or my team can provide to help you just on a daily or weekly basis to help you win?
I think just continuing what you're doing. I feel like you're one of the first people in this industry that's genuinely felt like a friend to me and not just there to get my clients or like make a transaction happen. And I really appreciate that. I think that's why we connected so well immediately, and because I'm not necessarily looking for anything from you. Like, I'd love to refer you, but
of course.
I don't know. I'm just like, I think your friendship is what means the most important.
Good. Yeah. And that's always the way I want it to feel, right? Like, obviously I want every opportunity to work with your clients, but that's not my why.
Exactly.
My hope is that I can help provide, even if it's just like a quick text and it provides you a spark of confidence in the day, like that enough for me is like what I want to provide for my partners so that, you're becoming better at what you do, and, and then hopefully the values that I add, obviously we can close some business together in the future, but that's not, the friendship piece that you mentioned is super important to me. And I think that it's underutilized, to be honest with you, because this is a small industry, at least in our metro, like in our central Iowa, like people know who we are for the most part. Right. And if they don't, they're going to find out. And so I think that, like, I always think often, if I were to ever be done with this career, right, or if I retire or when I pass away, whenever that time is, like, my hope is that people felt that I was genuine with every approach that I took, and I made an impact, and that's what's been so cool about having the podcast is it's a natural way to share that, and get it in front of more people, which is cool. But at the same time, using that in a way that it can support you guys and allow you to continue to grow and help more people too. Cause that's the other thing is like from a lending standpoint, there's a lot of nuances that go into it. I'm sure you probably haven't even scratched the surface on like different loan scenarios and things you're going to run into. But my hope is that if you ever have a client that wants to get approved and you're like, I'm not sure, like reach out to me. Even if it's not, even if they're not working with me, I will tell you that like, if they have an approval with somebody else and, maybe you don't have as good a relationship with them, even if you're not trying to refer them to me, if you have questions about their scenario or like, hey, should this go this way, you can always reach out to me and I can make sure that, you know, that that's being handled the right way. So,
yeah. And I appreciate that so much. Like, that's what means the world to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Talk about your listing appointment you went on this morning. Did you guys learn anything in particular? Is there anything that you took away from that?
Oh my gosh. The guy had a parrot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did it talk to you?
A little bit. Yeah.
Really?
It was really noisy. It was very loud. It was so cool.
Did it start to like repeat your words or anything back to you?
No, I don't think he was that advanced, but he said he used to have another bird that did carry conversations like that.
Talk about a weird desire to.
Yeah.
Like I've never even thought like, oh, I want a parrot.
Yeah, I know. Well, and he didn't like warn us either. It was kind of funny.
That's funny.
Like we were like, he kind of took us on a little tour, and all of a sudden we were like hearing something, and Stephanie was like, what is that noise? And he goes, oh, it's my bird. It's my parrot. She goes, no way.
So I suppose you have to disclose that as you list the property, right?
Yeah, because she was
unless
like,
he gets it out of there, I guess.
Yeah, because she was like, do you have any other pets? He goes, 2 cats. She goes, okay, I'll note that down.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, he like, when he bought the house, it had like a carport on the side.
Okay.
And he enclosed it, and then
Please
like,
don't tell me that's his bird cage.
it is.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. He had like bird cages.
But then the listing description, that's probably going to be a selling point.
Stephanie was like, man, we're going to have quite the agent remarks on this.
I feel like you could like almost want to convert it back before you sell it. I don't know.
Well, and he said it was really easy to do. Like if they wanted to tear down the walls to
So did you go in there? What did it look like?
We didn't go in the bird room.
You didn't go in the bird room?
We looked through the door window. I'm just
thinking like, okay, so this is a 3rd stall garage, right? Like what does that now look like as a bird cage?
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Well, that's one fun little story.
Yeah, that was the first time I've encountered anything like that, I think.
Wonder how that'll impact, like, do you deduct price for that? Or like, I wonder what, I'll be curious.
No.
This is your homework for today is like when you get done, ask Stephanie how she's going to impact, like how will that impact the way you list the property, whether it's like a price change or is it just a disclosure that you include? Like, I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of like iffy things regarding that because like he has solar panels too.
Okay.
And there's just a bunch of weird things that it was
definitely a unique
tough
listing
for her to come up with the list price because she was like, yeah, just a lot of variables with that house. Yeah, it was very interesting.
All right. Tell me about this. If a first-time home buyer is listening to this, say it's one of your friends you went to college with,
okay,
what's the first step you would take them through if they reached out to you and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house? What would that look like?
I would tell them, like, I think I would talk to them, but I would also encourage them to talk to a lender first as well because I mean, I can give them an idea of what the process looks like, but, like, I think finding your budget and what you are willing to spend per month is one of the most important parts before you even start looking.
Totally.
Because I don't want them to get an unrealistic idea of what they can or cannot afford, I guess. And I think that's one of the first steps I always encourage people to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I kind of just like get an idea of what they're looking for. Yeah.
I'll give you kind of an insight into my process just to educate you and educate your people that are listening to this. So step one, usually in the real estate world, and this might be a little bit backwards to some, but it seems like more often than not, when somebody wants to buy a house, they connect with their realtor first.
Yes.
For some reason, that's just the way it is, which is what it is. I'm okay with that as long as agents know that I'm here to help. But so step one is usually to contact your realtor. And I do think that there's some things that you can provide of value prior to them meeting with me is like just give them an insight to your, your nuances, what your process will look like. But then what I would tell you is like, if they reach out to you and say, hey, I'm not pre-approved, or after you ask that question, and I've talked to you about this, but I'll just share it for your listeners. But usually start a group chat with the lender. I think is an awesome way to warm connect that person so that they know that you already know who I am and that there's a comfort level there. It allows me then to also follow up with that person on your behalf. Like it just kind of helps kind of connect the dots there for them. But then once that I've connected with that person, what it looks like from a financial standpoint is we need to identify what their goals are. So for starters, I always ask, like, first off, do you have any questions? Because I think that's one of the biggest things that people miss is they jump straight into that application and, get pre-approved. And, it just is, it's overwhelming for a lot of first-time home buyers, right? So I always start off like, do you have any questions? Is there anything that I can answer to help give you peace of mind? And I will tell you that like, it's pretty common where the person will respond and say, hey, no, I don't really even know what to ask, right? Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's very common.
It's very fair, yeah.
So I say, okay, no problem. Here's what I recommend. If you're open to it, first step is an application on my website. I'll send you my website. You fill it out. It'll ask you information about where you work, how much money do you have saved, where do you bank, what do you have for credit, those sort of questions, right? After you submit that application, then usually you upload your documents to go along with that, help supporting, the financial picture, right? Yep. And then I schedule what's called a buyer's consultation. I've kind of renamed it mortgage consultation because I think realtors use buyer's consultation a lot. So this is more the loan consultation, right? So I use that term. And on that call, it's a Zoom call. And I always invite the agents if they want to be involved. But if they don't, what I really dive into on this goal is A, what does the process look like? So how do we determine how much you qualify for? what does the process look like once you're under contract? Go through that. But then the most important thing on this meeting is identifying what their goals are and then having them rank them by importance. And the reason why I think that's important is because then it gives them the floor to tell me where they want their payment to be, how much money they want to contribute with the process, so that a lot of people don't know the minimum down payments or how much closing costs are, all those things. And I don't want to just start spitting that information at people. So I always start off with those goals. Like, where do you want your payment to be? How much money, if you were going to buy a house, how much money are you comfortable contributing in general? Yeah. And sometimes that number is more than you need and sometimes it's less, And so by doing that, and then also adding things they want in the home, whether it's bedrooms, bathrooms, whether it's location, et cetera, I have them then rank them by importance. And if I find out that cash to close is the number one most important on their ranking list, what I do is then I identify, all right, if that's the most important, here's a program that helps reduce that number, right? Yeah. Or if on the flip side, maybe their number one most important is the payment, right? And so then we'll talk through like what loan options have the lowest payment. And it's important because then it helps me identify what they want, because I will tell you, most of the time people qualify for way more than what they're comfortable with. So that's why I start with comfort level, because so many other lenders, they're just going to go in and say, hey, you're pre-approved. Good luck. Go find a house. And you're like, huh? What?
Yeah, it's like, now what?
Yeah,
what do
exactly.
you mean? Yeah.
So that's kind of the initial steps into the process, just to give everybody an inside look. And then I'll always loop in the agent again and let you know, like, hey, here's everything we discussed. Here's where they want their payment to be. Here's their price point. Go ahead and start looking.
Yeah.
So.
And I really like that you do that group chat, that initial group chat.
Yeah.
That was, and maybe more lenders do this. I just don't know them yet.
Sure.
But that was the first time I've had that experience. And like when I connected you to that couple the other day, it really helped. It makes it not feel as formal, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that there's a common misconception in this industry that you're required to send 3 names.
Yeah.
As much as that's like quote unquote standard practice for most brokerages, that is not a law.
No.
I'll make that very clear.
Yeah.
The only thing that's important is that you have to disclose that there's no business relationship from one to the other. So you're not benefiting financially by sending me a client.
Yeah.
There's no law that says you have to refer 3 names.
Yeah.
Right?
And every time I send any lender's name out, I'm like, you do not have to pick them by any means. Like you can, if you want to do a full interview process, go ahead. But this is just who I trust, and go ahead and choose whoever
and that is
you
totally
are.
compliant to do it that way. So I just think that the group chat, or even if it's a group email, if you have somebody that's not as like, maybe they don't have an iPhone or whatever it is, group emails are still good, because then it allows both of us to follow up, and you'll find that my response time is like rather quick. I feel
like you text me back before I even hit send.
It's like, a little bit of a problem. And we actually had an instance the other day where you literally texted me and I had just picked up my phone to text you, which is weird.
I swear I hit send and then you text me. I was like, what is going on?
It's probably one of my bigger flaws.
I don't think it's a flaw.
In a good way, but I'm on my phone all the time.
No. Well, my screen time is outrageous.
Yeah, well, I bet you I have you beat.
Well, probably.
But that's just kind of the stigma I've been known by, right? Is I do have a quick response time. I never want people to be waiting on me. And obviously there's instances like right now where I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So there's going to be times where I'm going to be slow to respond. But I think it's what my clients deserve. My eyes are open. I'm working for you. Yeah. It's always what I tell people. So I don't know. I think that's just kind of the nature of our job is obviously we have to be fully present. But it also then I use that as a ability to do whatever I want when I need to. So I'm traveling next week. I'm going on a golf trip. I'm going to be working while I'm there, but I'm doing, I'm doing some fun stuff too.
Exactly.
So have that flexibility. Work-life balance is really important, but clients deserve that quick response. So anyway, well, that's been good. I think this has been a ton of valuable information. Obviously, I'm always down to have you back if you ever want to come back. This was your first experience on a podcast. How did it go?
It was great.
Good? Okay, perfect. Well, I know that you were nervous, but I promise you did well. I hope that when people see this, they find that she's a professional. Give her a chance. I'd love the opportunity to have, you represent some more people.
Yes.
Hopefully this provides a little bit more insight into who you are as a real estate agent, and just gives you that platform that you deserve, because I think that you deserve those opportunities.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you guys are watching this, be sure to follow along with her journey. I'll tag all of her social media below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.